Hello, my name is Zulfat, and I thank you for the opportunity to address you this evening. I am the immediate past chair of the American Muslim Advisory Council, an organization that works with Muslims across Tennessee. But tonight, I'm not in front of you as the past chair of AMAC, but as a parent of an 11-year-old. You all know what's been going on in the political climate of our country and the rhetoric that has followed. Unfortunately, this rhetoric had led to a lot of our kids being bullied in schools and a lot of them being made fun of. I want to share with you a personal story. I picked up my daughter about 4 weeks ago from school. As she was getting in the car, a young lady yelled, "Goodbye, Sophia, I hope you're not going to bomb us." I got down and talked to the young lady. She said, "Well, we were just playing." And I told her that's not something you play about. She also made it sound as if it wasn't just, "Oh, we were just playing," means that it's a lot of them. After talking to my daughter, I also find out that another kid has also insinuated that she might have a bomb under her jacket. And on another occasion, somebody tried to pull off her headscarf. This is something that I witnessed myself that happened to my child. I've been an advocate for a lot of years, but I've never seen anything like that up close. And I know that for that one incident, there's a lot that are not reported. There are a lot of kids that are going home that are not talking to their parents, and we have a lot of parents that even when the kids say something, they don't know what to do. So I'm standing here before you and imploring you to please support the anti-hate resolution. What the resolution will do is make sure that our teachers and our educators talk to the children about the effect of these jokes. I know some of the kids are just making fun and they're just playing, but it's not a joke to the kids that is being harassed or being made fun of. So this resolution will also make sure that the student that is being harassed know that they can go to their teacher and say something. It lets immigrants, mothers, and those that don't know any better know that they can actually go to the school. More importantly, it tells me that our school board do care about our children. It doesn't matter whether they're Muslims, immigrants, whatever they look like. Bullying, intimidation, discrimination of any of our kids is something that we all should stand up against. So I'm here tonight and I'm asking you as a mother, as an activist, as a Nashvilleian, as a Tennessean to please sign this resolution and make sure that all our children are protected. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to item number 2, Mr. Pinkson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to first, before I talk about this resolution that I'm bringing to the board floor tonight, first say thank you to a couple of my personal heroes who spoke tonight at public participation. Zulfat Suhara, thank you for your leadership in our community and for helping us all be better people. And Amanda Kale, for your strong teacher voice as always, and we're so grateful for you. As I mentioned at the last board meeting, this week Local Progress, which is a coalition of local elected officials across the country, is conducting a week of action this week to denounce hate speech against Muslims. All over the country this week, city councils and school boards are passing resolutions condemning hate speech and offering moral support to our Muslim citizens and students who have been subjected, unfortunately, to a lot of harassment during this political season. As recently as yesterday, U.S. Secretary of Education John King said he's concerned about the effects the current political atmosphere has had on Muslim and immigrant students in American public schools. As leaders of the most diverse school system in Tennessee and one of the most diverse in the nation, I think it's important for us, less than a month before Election Day, to speak up and let all of our students and families know that we've got their backs. So I'm bringing a resolution tonight, which is similar to the ones that are being passed all over the country this week, expressing support for our Muslim students, many of whom attend schools in the areas of town that I represent, as well as the schools represented by Ms. Shepard, Dr. Brandon, Ms. Hunter, and others of you. So with that, may I read it aloud? This is a resolution condemning violence and hate speech against Muslims and Muslim students. Whereas the United States was founded by immigrants who enshrined freedom of religion as one of our nation's fundamental legal and ethical principles, and whereas there are more than 3 million Muslims living in the United States today and an estimated 30,000 living in Nashville and Davidson County, contributing to our economy, our social and political life, and our culture, and whereas Arab and Muslim Americans and those perceived as Muslims are frequently the targets of abusive and discriminatory practices, and whereas the recent escalation of hateful rhetoric against Muslims, immigrants, and people of color is especially harmful to children as it has a negative impact on their psychological well-being, the health of their peer relationships, and their ability to thrive in school, and whereas Muslim students across the country have reported instances of discrimination based on their religion and or race, and whereas there are an estimated 2,000 Muslim students in Metro Nashville public schools who contribute to the vitality of our learning environment and whose families families form an integral part of our school communities. And whereas providing a safe school environment ensures that both the physical and emotional safety of students creates the conditions necessary to foster academic achievement, and whereas it is the responsibility of our schools to educate students about the social, cultural, and ethnic diversity of the United States, Tennessee, and Nashville. Therefore, be it resolved, the Metro Nashville Board of Public Education, number 1, condemns hate speech and violence directed at Muslims, immigrants, and people of color. 2, commits to fostering a school environment that promotes respect for and curiosity about all religions and cultures and rejects all forms of discrimination. And 3, this is the important part, Dr. Joseph, asks the Director of Schools to ensure an educational curriculum that reflects the values expressed in this resolution via professional development of faculty and staff, the inclusion of diverse resources to supplement in-class curricula, and the creation of safe spaces for students to address issues of discrimination. And with that, Madam Chair, I would respectfully make a motion that we adopt this on this day, Tuesday, October 11th, 2016. We need to correct the date. All right.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
It's just the right thing to do.
It is the
Yes,
right
it
thing
is.
to do. And I do appreciate our guests in the audience speaking to this timely issue. And I can only hope and pray that after November, we don't have to, be subjected to that anymore. That's my hope and prayer. So all in favor of passing this resolution? Show of hands. Thank you. Unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Pinkston. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.